Hey, this is Scooby. I grew up in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. You know, wide open spaces, so I'm used to having a lot of freedom. Um, I grew up in pretty much a spoiled, rotten childhood, I guess. I was the only child, so my grandma took care of me, and I got whatever I wanted. So it wasn't until high school when I really started to understand consequences and what right choices help you and wrong choices, they could help or hurt you, and I'm young, but I've been through a lot. And if you look at things with a higher mentality and maturity, then you can understand things younger, quicker. And that'll help you in life. I understand pain and suffering, but I look at it as something to learn from and something to make something positive out of. Because if you try to put positive into the world, it'll always come back to you. And that's how you have a good life. That's the key to life, is spreading positivity and love. That's what God wants, and that's what we're made for.
What kind of schools did you go to?
Private schools. I was,
Graduate?
yeah, I didn't get along with the other kids in public school. So,
What did you do after school? Like after you graduated, where did life take you, Mr. Scooby?
um, I got my culinary arts. I'm a junior master sous chef. I have my manufacturing technician certificate. I know how to drive forklifts. Um, I've worked in factories. It's a good experience. I know how to change diesel motors to a certain extent, but that's something I want to look into more, because the more skills you have, the more yeses you'll get when you fill out applications just writing stuff down.
What other jobs have you had over your lifetime?
Um, I worked at a farm, my grandma's farm. I mean, factory jobs, manufacturing jobs, uh, basically hard labor. You know what I'm saying? If the temperature's hot in the factory, I want to go. Because if you want to stay fit, and if you do drugs, the best way to get all that out of your system, if you're trying to quit and better yourself, is to detox. And the best way to detox is to sweat. And why not get all that out of your system while making money? You getting clean and you getting your life together. I'm still learning. I
What
just lost my brother and my uncle 2 days apart. I'm not angry. I'm understanding. And if you have the mind frame I have and the maturity I have, you'll understand exactly what I mean. The old soul in a young man is very rare, and it's also a blessing.
Going back to your grandmother, I hear you speak on your grandmother. What has been her influence on your life thus far?
She was basically my mom, you know what I'm saying? So my biological mom got caught in drugs, and that took her mind away. So my grandma stepped in, and she basically, I hate to admit it, but she was right about everything. I don't know how. I don't know. I don't know. Grandmas just do that.
What are some of the things that she told you that came to fruition that you didn't believe at first?
Right before she died, she told me, she said, "Baby, you're gonna be somebody who's gonna change lives." I said, "Grandma, I'm just me. I'm not perfect. You still mad at me?" And she was like, "Yeah, but you're gonna make it." 3 hours later, she was gone. But I didn't blame God. I took it as she's in a better place. She's not suffering anymore. Now she's really living. So I'm gonna be happy for her because she's up there with the Lord. There's no point of mourning when you can celebrate the lives that you had with the person.
You have brothers and sisters,
No.
children.
I have a daughter. She is 11.
What's your relationship like with your daughter?
I see her every month. I see her this month at the end of the month. So,
What are you teaching your daughter in her preparations of growing up and being a decent, upstanding citizen?
nothing right now. I'm just basically showing her what I do. I just be dad. She picks up on her own. I don't teach her anything. She teaches herself. If she makes a mistake, I correct her and she learns from that.
What brought you from Poplar Bluff to St. Louis?
Prison.
How long have you been in St. Louis?
About 5-6 years.
What's the differences between Poplar Bluff and St. Louis, in your opinion?
Swamp People's where I'm from. That's the difference.
Have you had good experiences in St. Louis thus far in your 5 years being here?
Yeah.
Met a lot of good people?
Yeah. People that became closer to family than my own family.
What's your relationship like with your family?
I just talked to my grandma when she was alive and my dad. And now it's just my dad and my daughter.
How's your relationship with your dad?
Good. I didn't understand him for a while because he was gone till I was 17. And then he just shows up and you know that situation. I'm a teenager. Who are you? I remember you, but who are you? You know what I'm saying? He'd be gone so long, but after he came back, we started to really get that father-son bond, you know what I'm saying? So we got that strict old school relationship, short and simple. Dad, I'm going out. You got weed on you? Nope. Give it here. Damn. It's cool.
What are some of the influences that you encountered growing up that shaped you into who you are? Just not your grandmother, not your dad, but what are some of the kind of negative influences that you wish you had stayed away from?
Drugs.
Who introduced you to
that? My friends that I hung around.
What was it back then? Was it different than it is now, or was it the same types of illegal substances?
Oh no, it was way different.
What was the difference in your opinion?
I was doing hallucinogens. I was hanging out at rock parties and doing shrooms and weird shit like that. I was really getting fucked up.
When did they take a shift into, I guess, deeper, darker substances?
When I started losing control. So it took me a while to learn how to adapt and enjoy your substance, but moderate it to where you can work and save money.
Is there anywhere that you can be reached? Do you have social media? Do you have any Cash App? Do you have anything where people can reach out to you, share resources if possible?
Just catch me downtown.
Where about?
Everywhere. You just go downtown, you'll see me. From the Arch to the Dome to Soulard, you'll see me.
Are there any agencies that provide you help and assistance while you're dealing with your current situation?
No, but Places for People will be soon, so they're really good. So they're good people.
If you can go back and talk to a young Mr. Scooby, knowing what you know today, if you can talk to your younger self, what would you tell him?
Oh man, everything. He'd be rich. He'd be filthy rich. He'd know everything. he'd be set.
What is some advice that you could provide for a young man who's thinking about coming out on the streets because he doesn't want to listen, he doesn't want to follow rules, and he wants to do his own thing? What would you tell him?
If you take that choice to go on the streets, remember everything that happens from that point on is your fault. No matter who starts it, who you're with, who you're mad at, it's you, dumbass. You brought yourself here.
How do you keep a level head out here?
Weed. Weed and weed wax.
If there's anything you want to say to anybody in closing, Mr. Scooby, who may be looking for you, worried about you, wondering if you're okay, now's the time you could say it.
I love you, Dad. I love you, Wolf and Faith. Happy Mother's Day. And yeah, I'm going to Empowerment Center.
Thank you, Mr. Scooby.